Have you ever wondered how to keep everything organized when you're working on a book project? My name is Shelley Hitz. I am the creator of AuthorAudienceAcademy.com. I'm an author coach that loves helping you work smarter, not harder. And I'm going to actually give you a backstage pass in today's training video so that you can see my process for how I'm keeping a really big project organized. Mind mapping saves me. It saves my sanity so many times. If you haven't tried mind mapping yet, I encourage you to consider it. And I encourage you to just use a free software. I use FreeMind. The link is in the description for it. You can just Google FreeMind download, but I just use it as the free software. So let me take you through my to-do list. And in a previous training, I gave you an overview of how I set up a 90-day publishing plan. If you have not seen that, you can go to my blog at shelleyhitz.com and find that. But I just wanted to show you. So here's my plan. And what I did was in this software, this mind mapping software, I've broken it down into each individual month. So does that make sense? Basically, I just created this. And in FreeMind, when I'm clicked on plan and I press tab, that will add a new month. So I could do November. And then if I press the enter key, I can then add another one. So that's kind of just a few simple things of how FreeMind works. I am going to go ahead and delete those off because I want to stay focused for what I'm doing. But what I did was I broke it down, and then July, which July is almost over, it will be over here in just a few days. I had these tasks that I needed to get done. I'm launching a beta group on August 1st. So I had a bunch of different things I needed to get done before the beta group. So what I did was I broke it down into different categories. So the beta group, I had these tasks: landing page for the beta group, new list in Traffic Wave. And then I said, will Traffic Wave work with Thrive? And it did. So Thrive, I'm using a new system. I have used Lead Pages for years, but I'm now trying and testing Thrive. And then start gathering people. So when I finished each of these tasks, then over here on the left-hand side of the mind mapping software, so there's those icons on the left-hand side, and you see there's a little check mark. So what I did was then once I finished this, I added the check mark. And I love checking things on my list. Then that was the beta group. And then once I finished all of these tasks, I put a check mark on the beta group. I have the intro, outro videos. I got those finished. Initial concepts for coloring pages and journal prompts. I got those finished. Send book to the editor. I'm using Deb Hall. I highly recommend her. And if you need her information, just let me know. But I got all of those things done. So July, once I finished all of those, guess what? July gets a check mark. Yay! July is finished. And so now I have August. And what I did is for every week in my beta group, I'm going to be doing certain tasks. I'm going to get each chapter of my book ready 1 week at a time. Now, even if you're not using a beta group like I am in this process, you could do this for your book chapter by chapter. Does that make sense? So let's say this week you're going to work on chapter 1. You could break it down like this. So these were a few things on here. So intro, I need to prepare my presentation because I'm also doing a video training in viewer's guide. I need to do the viewer's guide, finalize the coloring book page and prompts, and then potentially re-record the video. I'm going to record it live in the Facebook group for my beta group, upload it to YouTube, embed the video, and so forth. So, I have all of those things on there. And then what I did is for each chapter, I have the same list. So what you can do is you can click on that, and I'm on a Mac, so I just click Shift. I'm not sure if it's the same on a PC, but I can just click Shift and it selects all of those. And then what I can do is I can go up here, I can go to copy, and then let's just say I want to have a chapter 4 in here. Then once I have chapter 4, this node selected, I can just come up and say paste. Boom, boom, shakalaka boom. Isn't that awesome? So you can just create your little outline, copy and paste it to every single chapter. So then you can get stuff done. So once I do this, again, let me show you. There's this little check mark on the left side. I just click that check mark and it shows up there. And so then once I have all of those clicked, then what I do is I do the check mark here. And that's so I can see at a glance, okay, everything is done. Or if the send book to an editor didn't have a check mark on here, I'd be like, okay, I still need to do that. Now I can close up July. I don't have to look at it, but it's still there for my notes. That's one of the things I love about mind maps is I can close up the things I'm not looking at. Isn't that nice? I love that. I love it, love it, love it because it helps overcome overwhelm because you're only looking at what you need to look at for that moment. So for intro, I open that up. Once everything's done for that, boom, close it. And then chapter 1, I can be doing that and so forth. So I have all of this already set up and it will change. I know it will change. Actually, the graphics for the scripture card, I'm doing that right now. So the one thing I'm not always sure is how to undo the check mark. Yeah, so that just does it. So I'm going to actually put that in August because that one already says done. I know there's a way. I am learning things every day. But yeah, so that will change because I just got my graphics for the scripture cards that will be printables for those taking my study or reading my book. I just got those back today, which is fun. Oh, so fun. I love the creation process. I don't love the editing process. I was editing yesterday. Oh my goodness. And it was like, but I love the creation process. Okay. So do you guys see how this can work? You put the plan in here and then you have everything there. You can close it down, you can open it up, and then I can close that down too if I want. But then what I've done is I've actually added this plan into my book outline. And you can see here, chapter 9 and the conclusion are still not done. And the way I did this was I just pressed enter. I add a new little node. That's what it's called. I add this sign here. And then I just drag this into here. So that's what I did because then once it's done, I can just drag it back up. Let's see. So yeah, drag it back up and then I can just delete this node that way. But this alerts me and it helps me to know, boom, right away, I look at this and I know I still need to finish chapter 9 and the conclusion. I don't even have the rough first draft done of those. The other ones I have everything, the rough first draft done. So I've shown you in another video how I outline, but this is just a little bit of what I did for this book. So I have different things, and this is the same for every single chapter. So again, I have a system. You guys, systems will help you get things done. And so I have a system here that I set up for every chapter. Every chapter has a theme color, except for the intro and the conclusion, has a theme verse. It has a coloring page. And so I've added in here what the text will be, what the image will be. It has journaling prompts, prayer, and then the presentation. So I want to keep it under 30 minutes. And then I have the ideas that I'm going to do for that presentation. And this is what I have for every single chapter. So as I go in, if I need to be like, okay, now what was the theme color for chapter 1? What was the theme of ugliness of sin, but the message is the beauty of grace? And then, or what was the scripture for that one? Or what was the coloring book page going to be like? This one's going to be a butterfly representing the old is gone, the new has come. Everything is right here at my fingertips, organized. And it just takes so much pressure off of me because I can tell my brain, Shelley, it's in your mind map. You don't have to think about it. It's there. It's saved. You can come back to it when you're ready to work on chapter 2 or chapter 5. It will all be there. So what do you guys think? Do you think you could use something like this for planning out your book project or planning out your next product or your next course or your next presentation, whatever you have coming up. Is this something that you could do? Is this something you could adapt? You can use sticky notes if you're more of a paper and pen person. You can do whatever works best for you. This is just where I have my outline. So it's just where I'm keeping everything organized. It's like the brain of my book project. So it's helping to keep me organized. And you really need good organization when you're working on a book project, and especially when you're having extra things like what I'm doing for this particular book project, because there are just so many moving pieces. But again, let me show you the plan. What I did was I have my entire outline. Now this is just my outline for my book. It's not my book, but it's my outline. When you have a really clear outline, your book will almost write itself. Like, it will just help you overcome writer's block, and it will be so much easier. But then when you have all these different months, like, so I did my plan, and just you can press the tab key to add the months in here. Once you have a tab, you can press the enter key to add a new, they're called nodes in mind mapping. I'm going to go ahead and remove that one. And then I like using these little icons on the left-hand side. And what I've done is I use this little green check mark to help me know when something is finished. So I have subcategories of subcategories. So I have July as a subcategory, then beta group is under that, and then everything I had to get done to launch my beta group was in there. And boom, it was done. And then you can move things around really, really easy. So if you realize, oh, this graphics, I don't really need to do them until September. I just drag and drop them, and now they're in September. So it's really easy to move things around. It's very flexible. That's one of the things I love about mind mapping, because it's flexible, because you guys know plans change, things change. If you're working with a team, sometimes they don't get things back to you in time, all of that kind of stuff. And so I have everything in here, and I will continue to add to it. You know, when I do my first week, which the first week of the beta group starts August 1st, I'll be doing my first live video inside the beta group August 3rd. So everything is going to be starting next week. But once I do it, then I'll refine my process. You guys that have followed me know I say test, track, and tweak. So it's not that you're never going to change anything. And that's what I love about mind mapping, because it's so versatile and you can change things at any time. Paper is amazing. Like I said in a previous video training, I showed you my 90-day publishing plan. I did that on my easel. So I had, my paper on my easel, and I wrote everything out on there. And then I took the plan that I wrote out on paper and I put it into the mind map. Why did I put it into the mind map? Because the mind map is much more flexible. Instead of crossing things out and rewriting it, and, it just gets kind of messy on paper. A mind map is really flexible, and it really helps you to be able to adapt as your schedule changes, as the plans change, as you add things, as you go, as you realize you need more. And so, it's just something to consider. It's not for everyone. I know not everyone is loving it, but FreeMind is a free mind mapping software, and it's very simple. It's not the prettiest, to be honest, but I like it because it's compatible with my app. I use the Simple Mind app on my iPhone to also do mind mapping, and I have mind mapped entire blog posts. I have mind mapped entire outlines for books on my phone using the Simple Mind app, and then I will export it as a FreeMind file. It's .mm. I will export that to my Dropbox from my phone. So when I'm waiting in line, I'm capturing the small pieces of time in my day. I'm waiting in line, I'm doing all these things, and I'm able to use the mind mapping software on my phone. I export it as a FreeMind file, which is .mm, to my Dropbox, and then I can open that file on my computer. Boom! Productivity, I love it. I always love helping you guys work smarter, not harder. It always helps to share with each other. We all have different systems. We all have different things that work well for us. And I just wanted to share with you the system that's working for me right now. My systems change all the time, but part of my secret sauce and being able to be so prolific are my systems. I set up systems and I use them. So if you set up systems and you never use them, they won't be helpful for you. But when you set up systems and you use it, it can help you be more productive, cross the finish line, and help you wade through the overwhelm. And for those of you that are Author Audience Academy members, I just recently opened up the opportunity for you to get a free consulting call with me. I named it the Focus to Finish session. And so you can apply for that inside the Academy and just click on the Start Here icon in the member area, and you'll see the information about the Focus to Finish sessions. And what we can do is we can meet together for 30 minutes and I will help you to set up a plan. And I'll actually do it in a mind map like this. And then you'll get those files and be able to then implement it. So if you're an Author Audience Academy member, definitely look into that. I would love to help you get unstuck, overcome overwhelm, and move forward in your book project for your next 90-day goal. All right, this is Shelley Hitz. I am the creator of AuthorAudienceAcademy.com, and I just love seeing you guys create and be able to serve those that God has given you to serve. And so any way that I can help you to do that, I want to do that. So today I was just showing you a simple way to create a plan, an outline, actually to create an outline for your book, but also create a plan, a publishing plan that will help you keep organized, that will just save your brain from having to try to remember all the details and help you to cross that finish line. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.